I'm Zoe. After the car accident, I spent several days hospitalized. Since the injuries weren't too severe, my recovery went relatively smoothly. Though my mom insisted I stay longer for observation, just to be safe. Hannah was the first to visit me besides my parents. She arrived right as I woke up. My mind still foggy. Seeing my dazed expression, she asked worriedly, "Zoe, are you okay?" Inspired by too many soap operas, I decided to play a prank by pretending amnesia. Feigning confusion, I asked, "Who are you?" Hannah dramatically grasped my hand. "You've lost your memory? I'm Hannah. You still owe me $5,000. My act crumbled instantly. "Get lost," I scoffed, pushing her away as she burst out laughing. That terrible acting could never fool me. Am I really that bad? I pouted. "Absolutely," she confirmed with an evil grin. We then hatched a scheme to test my amnesia act on other visitors. Throughout the day, several relatives and friends fell for it. I was smugly munching an apple in bed when the door suddenly swung open. I immediately slipped into character, only to freeze at the sight of the newcomer. Towering in the doorway, looking like a movie star, stood my archenemy Ethan, the guy I'd been betrothed to since childhood. I never expected him to visit. We'd always despised each other. In fact, we'd agreed just before the accident to tell our parents about ending the arranged marriage next week. Our grandfathers, being lifelong friends, had made the pact when I was born. Too bad their dream grandchildren became sworn enemies instead of lovers. When I'd last confronted Ethan about canceling the engagement, part of me hoped he'd object. But he'd simply nodded. Fine. That stung clear proof of how much he loathed me. Not that I cared. Who needed that icy-faced jerk anyway? Our parents remained oblivious to our decision, which we'd planned to reveal next week, before my accident. Now Ethan stood motionless by my bed, his stormy gaze locking with mine. After an eternity, he finally spoke in that deep voice. "They say you have amnesia?" My brain short-circuited. Yeah. I stammered. Playing it up, I added. "And you are." His chiseled features tightened. "Ethan Bennett." Recovering my wits, I feigned realization. "Oh right. The arranged marriage guy?" "Yes." Suddenly, inspiration struck. If he hated me so much, why not mess with him? I grabbed his hand and whined, "Hubby." Ethan turned to stone. His usual icy composure shattered as he choked out, "What did you call me?" "Hubby. We're engaged, aren't we?" I batted my eyelashes, doubling down. "Where've you been? My head hurts so bad." Instead of recoiling, Ethan did something unexpected. His large hand gently cradled my head, fingers threading through my hair in a tender caress. My breath hitched as his warm breath fanned my ear. "I'm here now." Huh? My clever prank backfired spectacularly as my heartbeat went haywire. Things were getting a bit weird now. Ethan had been body snatched. Another possibility, the car crash had actually scrambled my brain. And everything happening was just my delusion. Ethan wasn't real. Just a figment of my imagination. To confirm whether the Ethan before me was genuine, I sneakily reached out and pinched his cheek. The texture felt alarmingly real. That springy skin elasticity. Definitely not fake. Ethan sighed as he removed my hand, gently pushing me back against the pillows. I stayed frozen as he tucked the hospital blanket around me. "The doctor said you need rest. Sleep. I'll come back tomorrow." I stared at him with eyes wide as saucers, searching for cracks in this charade. Was this some elaborate prank? Had Ethan decided to mess with me by playing along? Was he planning to kick me while I'm vulnerable? Once I'm fully addicted to this sudden kindness? My head already throbbed from the accident, and now this psychological whiplash made my skull buzz like beehive. Noticing my grimace, Ethan's brow furrowed. "Headache?" When I nodded, he immediately reached for the nurse call button. I grabbed his wrist. "No. I'm fine. Just stay with me?" His ears turned pink, but he pulled a chair to my bedside without protest. Unbelievable. The old Ethan would have snapped if I'd touched him. Now he was obeying like some domesticated panther. What cosmic prank was this? I studied his profile. He sat unnaturally still, gaze darting away when our eyes met. Exhaustion eventually dragged me under. When I woke, the chair stood empty, staring at the ceiling. I thought, haha, definitely dreaming. Hannah arrived later with junk food loot, and I eagerly recounted. You won't believe the dream I had. I called Ethan hubby and he actually petted my hair like some romance novel hero. She ripped open chips with a pitying look. Oh honey. When reality gives you unrequited love. Shut it. I stole her snack, crunching loudly. You're the one who. The door swung open. Ethan walked in, nodded at Hannah, then plucked the chip bag from my hands. Doctor said no junk food during recovery. His thumb brushed crumbs from my lip. Thud. Hannah's cake hit the floor. We turned to find our friend gaping like she'd seen a ghost. Holy shit. Her shriek could have shattered glass. After Ethan left, she gripped my shoulders. What parallel universe is this? Weren't you two mortal enemies? Weren't you canceling the arranged marriage next week? Since when does Mr. No touchy-do lip service? My garbled explanation about amnesia only deepened her confusion. He just went along with the hubby thing? What happened to your decade-long rivalry? We were still reeling when the door burst open. Zoe. Ryan tackled me in a bear hug. Why didn't anyone tell me sooner? Hannah said you lost memories. Do I still exist in that pretty head? I wheezed against his chest. Ryan, oxygen. Our childhood friend finally released me, inspecting my face like jeweler. Good. The merchandise is intact. Hannah kicked his shoe. Took you long enough. Casanova. Cut me slack. I was camping in dead zones for that eco project. Ryan's grin turned uncharacteristically earnest. Drove straight here from the airport. You know you're my priority. Z. The familiar banter almost felt normal, until I noticed Ethan watching from the doorway. His expression unreadable. Ryan did look thoroughly travel-worn. So I reluctantly forgave him. Fine. You're off the hook this time. Ryan meticulously scanned me from head to toe. Zoe. Are you absolutely sure you're okay? Positive. I paused, remembering. Oh right. I'm pretending to have amnesia publicly. Play along. Huh? Ryan looked genuinely confused. Why would you? The door swung open as Ethan entered. His brows furrowed the moment he spotted Ryan. The playful grin vanished from Ryan's face instantly. Both men spoke simultaneously. What are you doing here? My internal alarm blared. Ryan and Ethan had always been oil and water. Ryan despised Ethan for mistreating me, while Ethan's inexplicable hostility toward Ryan manifested in instant scowls. As I scrambled for plausible explanations, Ethan strode forward. Without acknowledging Ryan, he removed Ryan's hand from my shoulder with clinical precision. Ryan's fingers slipped away easily in his surprise. Ethan positioned himself between us, his knuckles brushing my chilled hands. You're freezing, he murmured, tucking the hospital blanket tighter around me. Ryan's backpack hit the floor with a thud. We all turned to see his jaw hanging slack enough to swallow me whole. Deja vu struck hard. I instinctively moved to cover my ears, only to find Ethan's warm palms already cradling them. Hannah rolled her eyes but followed suit. Right on cue. Ryan's signature screech pierced the air. What the actual fuck? Ryan alternated gaping between Ethan and me like a suffocating goldfish. After 30 seconds of silent outrage, he managed. Zoe. You. She needs rest. Ethan's dismissal came sharp as scalpel. Leave. But who the hell? Ryan's protest died as Hannah dragged him out by the elbow. The sudden quiet felt deafening. Ethan studied me with uncharacteristic hesitation. You remember him? I activated my best doe-eyed act. Vaguely. Wasn't he a close friend? Ethan's posture relaxed marginally. Just friends. Entirely platonic. He added pointedly. Limit his visits. Why? He's disruptive to your recovery. His fingers lingered against my palm. Warmer now. Sleep well. The moment Ethan left, My phone exploded with notifications. What the hell was that? Zoe? Hannah tried explaining, but I still don't get it. That stone-faced jerk's definitely scheming something. Don't abandon me. Zoe. I love you a T to the power of T. I typed one response, frowny face, fuck off. God. Ryan's dramatics never failed to nauseate. Despite my warnings, he kept crashing my recovery room, inevitably colliding with Ethan. During their third confrontation, Ryan snapped, "Who even are you? Zoe and I were tight before you crawled out of whatever crypt you inhabit." Ethan's reply came ice cold, "We had an arranged marriage since infancy." Arranged schmarranged. It's the 21st century. Besides, you were supposed to cancel. I pinched Ryan's arm hard enough to shut him up. Bedtime. I shoved Ryan toward the door before he could spill more. He pouted like a kicked golden retriever, slouching out after one last pleading look. After he left, Ethan remained silent for a long time. I called out, "Ethan?" He hummed in response, studied me for a moment, then asked, "Do you remember what we were supposed to do next week?" My chest tightened. Why would he bring this up? Did he still want to call off our engagement? I don't remember. I forced myself to say, whether real or imagined. Ethan seemed to exhale in relief. Then he gently took my hand. "Zoe," he said quietly, "we were supposed to get engaged next week." Ethan and I had been betrothed since childhood. His parents' business kept them moving constantly until high school, when they returned for his college prep. I first met him that summer before freshman year. My jaw dropped when I saw him. Never had I encountered someone so breathtakingly handsome. I mentally thanked Grandpa for securing me such a gorgeous fiancé. But 16-year-old Ethan already wore that icy demeanor. When I chattered excitedly during our introduction, he cut me off with, "Could you please be quiet?" My smile faltered, but I tried salvaging the moment by peeling an orange for him. He refused it coldly. When I insisted, the fruit slipped from my grasp and splattered across his pristine white shirt. "I'm so sorry," I stammered, face burning. He glared at the citrus carnage. "Just stay away from me." I trudged home feeling utterly defeated, wondering if we'd been doomed from the start. Yet teenage stubbornness made me persistent. Every Friday, knowing Ethan monitored tardy students as student council president, I'd meticulously style my hair, only for Ryan, that perpetual sleepyhead, to make us sprint to school. By the time we arrived disheveled at the gates, my perfect curls would be wind-whipped tangles. "Fancy seeing you here," I'd pant at Ethan, still clutching Ryan's collar. Ethan's gaze would flicker to my grip on Ryan's shirt before turning away coldly. "What's his problem?" Ryan would grumble, slinging an arm around my shoulders. I'd shove him off, laughing nervously. "Ignore him. He's just being Ryan." But Ethan's deepening frown haunted me. The breaking point came at Hannah's birthday party. After cake-cutting chaos erupted, Ryan smeared frosting across my cheek. I chased him screaming through the house until I collided with Ethan. Before I could apologize, Ryan tried dragging me away, only for Ethan to seize my other wrist. "You got cream on my shirt," he stated icily. Mortified, I carefully dabbed at the stain with napkins while he watched silently. When finished, he handed me a tissue. "Clean yourself up too." My heart soared, until I overheard him later on the patio. His friend asked, "Isn't Zoe your arranged fiancée? She and Ryan seem pretty close." My breath caught waiting for Ethan's response. "Don't know." He shrugged. "We're not close." The words pierced deeper than any rejection. That night, I finally understood, some fires can't be kindled, no matter how stubbornly you strike the match. After speaking, he seemed to remember something and added, "She's annoying." I finally decided to give up on Ethan. I stopped orbiting around him, avoided greeting him when we crossed paths, and deliberately kept my distance. Wasn't Ethan the one who hated me? Well, the feeling's mutual now. That period left me utterly drained. When friends invited me on a hiking trip, I agreed without hesitation. Only upon arrival did I realize Ethan was part of the group. Our eyes met briefly. His lips pressing into a thin line as if wanting to speak. But I immediately turned away. Among us was Lucas. A guy who'd been pursuing me. He eagerly handed me a drink. Zoe. Want some? Thanks. I took the bottle and sipped. Before Lucas could say more, Ethan called from the grill setup area. Lucas. Come help. As Lucas walked over, my irritation spiked. I wandered off alone to clear my head, but soon noticed footsteps behind me. Turning, I found Ethan trailing me. I quickened my pace. He matched my speed, accelerating when I did, slowing when I stopped. Whirling around, I snapped. Why are you following me? Ethan remained calm but asked something unexpected. Are you dating Lucas? What's it to you? Zoe. High schoolers shouldn't be in relationships. Though uninterested in Lucas, his patronizing tone made me defiant. You think I'm annoying? Then stop bothering. Even if I dated someone, it's none of your business. He faltered. I never. Memories of his past coldness and that annoying comment flooded back. Ethan. If you don't want to talk to me. Fine. Let's be strangers from now on. I sprinted back to camp before he could respond. The group overheard our argument. As they questioned me, I steadied my voice. I'm leaving. Don't invite me to anything involving Ethan again, we clash. From then on, everyone knew we were sworn enemies. We barely exchanged words through college until my mom revived talk about our childhood betrothal, forcing me to call him out for discussion. At the cafe, Ethan sat waiting in a crisp white shirt and black tie, hair meticulously styled, like he'd come from a board meeting. Zoe, he began hoarsely. I cut him off. Ethan. Let's annul the engagement next week. He froze. When the silence stretched, I continued. You hate me. I hate you. No point keeping this farce. Right? Part of me hoped he'd disagree. But after an eternity, he simply said, okay. Life's full of plot twists. How did canceling an engagement become planning a wedding? Since when did Mr. Upright Ethan become such a smooth liar? Engagement? I choked out. He maintained perfect composure. Our parents have been pushing. We originally scheduled it for next week. My brain short-circuited. Isn't this sudden? Those hazel eyes pinned me. Not at all. I've loved you for years. This engagement is long overdue. Holy shit. He spoke so naturally, as though he'd rehearsed those words 100 times in his heart. Yet it didn't feel rehearsed at all. My heart skipped a beat as one thought consumed me. Ethan said he loved me. Even knowing how suspicious this situation was, my mind went blank. I'd willingly walk into this trap if that's what it took. Hannah once told me, you're hopeless. Remember how you sobbed in my arms for days after high school graduation, swearing you'd never speak to Ethan again? Now he snaps his fingers and you're grinning like a Cheshire cat. She wasn't wrong. The moment Ethan holds my hand, all my pride and stubbornness evaporates. So much for being sworn enemies. Sigh. Being lovesick is an incurable disease. 1,000 questions burned my tongue. But I only asked, can we still get engaged with me like this? Absolutely. Focus on recovering. I'll handle everything else. After 2 weeks of hospital confinement, discharge day finally came on Monday. Ethan took time off work to drive me home. He carried all my luggage up to my cluttered apartment, surveying the chaos with concern. You sure you'll be okay alone here? Totally fine. His frown deepened. What about lunch? I usually just order takeout. No. Ethan cut me off firmly. You need proper nutrition after being hospitalized. He opened my fridge, sighing at the beer collection. After a moment's contemplation, he turned to me. Zoe. Move in with me. My brain short-circuited. Huh? You need recuperation. I'll cook nutritious meals. When my stunned silence stretched, he misinterpreted it. Never mind. I can meal prep and drive it over daily. It's only an hour's commute here. Then another half hour to work. Early mornings don't bother me. No. I want to. I blurted. His smile could power cities. I'll help you move this weekend. We held our engagement dinner first. Anxious about maintaining appearances, I insisted on keeping it simple, just immediate families. Ethan's mother clasped my hands, beaming. Zoe dear. We've been so worried. Ethan's always been so closed off. But he lit up whenever you visited. After you stopped coming, she shot him a mock glare. He moped around like a thundercloud for months. This shocked me. Ethan had always seemed impatient during my visits. How had she interpreted that as happiness? Honestly, Mrs. Bennett continued. We thought the engagement was off. Such a relief. I forced a guilty smile. Later, I invited Hannah and Ryan over to share the news. When I flashed my engagement ring, Hannah shrieked like a howler monkey. But Ryan stood unervingly quiet, staring at the diamond with unfamiliar coldness. You're really marrying Ethan? Obviously. As Hannah bombarded me with questions, I noticed Ryan slipping away. I found him brooding on the balcony later. It's almost 9. You should head home. Moonlight sharpened his usually cheerful features. Zoe, you actually love him? My cheeks burned. It's complicated. Complicated? His bitter laugh startled me. He snaps his fingers and you come running? Forget how he treated you before? What's your problem? I snapped. Does he even love you? Would someone who loves you make you miserable? Now he wants marriage and you just. Ryan. Get out. I turned away, trembling. You're clearly exhausted. He left without another word, the night swallowing his silhouette whole. Ryan Foster called out to me from behind. Zoe. If I said you should consider me instead? I froze in shock. You've always liked Ethan. So I kept quiet. I was afraid speaking up would ruin our friendship. Ryan continued. I chose silence because I wanted to stay by your side. My mind went blank. Then why say it now? I thought there was no chance between you and Ethan. Turns out, he gave a bitter smile. If I didn't speak now, I'd lose my shot forever. I'd suspected it before, the lingering touches, the ambiguous remarks. But Ryan played the carefree charmer so well, making every word seem like playful banter meant for every girl. I feared being seen as presumptuous if I confronted him. So I'd laugh it off, drag Hannah along as buffer, avoiding any solo moments. I took a deep breath and opened the door. Leave. I'll pretend this never happened. Zoe, get out. Ryan sighed, heading toward the exit. He paused abruptly at the threshold. Following his gaze, I spotted Ethan standing rigidly by the elevator. Now I'm truly dead. Ethan's voice cut through the tension. She told you to leave. Are you deaf? Panicking they might brawl. I yanked Ethan inside and slammed the door, collapsing onto the couch. I stared blankly ahead as he settled beside me, gently turning my face toward him. What's wrong? I shook my head mutely. He dropped the bombshell. Ryan confessed. Didn't he? My head snapped up. How did you? Was it that obvious? Crystal clear. When I tried looking away, he anchored me with firm hands on my shoulders. Zoe. What do you want? Nothing. I blurted. He's just a friend. That's all. Ethan smoothed my hair. Okay. Got it. You knew his feelings? Always. Suddenly, every high school memory of Ethan's coldness toward Ryan made sense. My pulse quickened. Had he liked me back then? The question burned my tongue, but I swallowed it. After Ethan left, I called Hannah. Holy shit. He actually did it? She exclaimed. Wait, you knew too? Everyone did. We all avoided mentioning it to preserve the group dynamic. Ryan held back. You played dumb. I kept my mouth shut. We sighed in unison. What a mess. Speaking of acting, Hannah added. How long are you keeping this amnesia charade? You can't fake it forever. She was right. But confessing my lie, that I'd pretended memory loss after the accident just to mess with Ethan, terrified me. I couldn't risk losing this fragile happiness. That weekend, Ethan helped move my belongings to his place. At the supermarket, we bumped into Olivia. My college roommate who'd visited me post-accident. Spotting our intertwined hands, she beamed. You must be Zoe's fiancé. Ethan. Pleasure. Olivia. We were shocked when Zoe said she got engaged. Girl never dated anyone through college. I tried shushing her, but she barreled on. Treat her well. She's amazing. Though a total menace sometimes. Like when she faked amnesia after the crash, I stomped on her foot. Hard. But I saw right through her terrible acting. Only an idiot would buy that. Right? Ha ha ha. Silence. A long, heavy silence. The moment Olivia spoke those words, I knew I was screwed. Olivia chuckled awkwardly a few times before noticing neither Ethan nor I were laughing. What's wrong? You both look like you've seen a ghost. She frowned. We remained mute. Thankfully. Her friend called her over, giving us temporary escape. I kept my eyes glued to the floor, speedwalking through the supermarket aisles until I abandoned my cart entirely and bolted outside. When my phone lit up with Ethan, my trembling fingers declined the call and powered off the device. I couldn't face hearing him say, Zoe. This is too much. We're done. Hannah's apartment became my refuge. I smashed her doorbell until she appeared. Bewildered. What the hell happened? She asked as I collapsed onto her couch. It's over. Ethan knows I faked the amnesia. He must hate me now. She wordlessly retrieved 3 beers from her fridge. Normally she'd stop me after 2. But tonight she watched me chug them all. Predictably, I passed out drunk. I awoke groggily to Ethan's familiar citrus scent. Ethan? I croaked through teary eyes. Here. He murmured. Liquid courage surged through me as I clung to him, burying my face in his neck. I'm sorry. I'm a liar. Please don't leave me. His body stiffened before slowly embracing me. Leave you? I thought you were ditching me. You ignored my calls. If Hannah hadn't texted. Snot and tears streamed down my face. I shut my phone off because I couldn't bear hearing you break up with me. Break up? His hands gently rubbed circles on my back. I lied too. Remember? About us being perfect. About the engagement. Part of me always knew your memory loss was fake, but I wanted the lie to be real. Why do you think that is? The truth crackled through my hungover brain like lightning. Because, you like me? Since junior year? He confirmed, tilting my chin up. And you? Same. His lips brushed mine. Good. The kiss deepened until oxygen became a secondary concern. Ryan's departure text arrived as we drove past airport signs. Safe travels. Thanks. He replied instantly. Followed by, I'm sorry. Ethan glanced at my screen. Ryan's leaving? Permanently. I think. His smirk betrayed forced nonchalance. Couldn't happen sooner. Been waiting for this day. Huh? I teased. Obviously. Guy's been annoying me for a decade. The familiar phrase jolted my memory, sophomore year balcony. Overhearing Ethan tell friends someone was annoying. I'd assumed he meant me. Wait. That birthday party in high school, were you complaining about Ryan back then? His eyes widened with realization. You heard that? Thought I was dissing you? Can you blame me? You were ice cold to me for months. My bad. He murmured between kisses. Never again. The crashed phone in my purse, shattered beyond repair during the accident, suddenly seemed less important. The new phone had no text messages or chat history. Wanting to preserve my previous conversations with Ethan, I asked him while he was working, let me borrow your phone. Sure. I unlocked his device and opened our chat history. Scrolling upward, I froze upon seeing a particular message. It was sent shortly after my car accident. Before Ethan could have known about it. The message read, Zoe. Let's not call off the engagement. Okay? So he did try to stop me. I brought the phone to Ethan, who blinked in surprise before smiling and pulling me onto his lap. After you mentioned breaking our engagement, I couldn't sleep for days before finally sending that. When I visited you at the hospital, I was nervous. Never expected you'd call me hubby out of nowhere. At that moment, I decided even if you were faking amnesia, I'd never let you go again. Just as tears welled up in my eyes. He added, but there's one thing, Except for that first fake amnesia act. You've never called me hubby since. I promptly planted a shameless kiss on his cheek. I love you. Hubby. Ethan chuckled. Returning the kiss. Love you too. Baby.